That I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God?
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
My brother's gone, but the Floyd name still lives on.
NBA legend Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California.
Well, the vaccine cannot come fast enough as the U.S. is dealing with the worst pandemic in a century.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
No.
Marvel Comics co-creator Stan Lee has died.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
There's never been a U.S. presidential campaign quite like it.
Obama.
Bad passwords are one of the easiest ways to compromise a system.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Justice. Thank you so much.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of al-Qaeda.
Michael Jackson suffered cardiac arrest this afternoon. He was rushed to UCLA Medical Center.
The American financial system is rocked to its foundation as top Wall Street institutions topple under a mountain of debt.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Katrina reaches Category 5, the highest possible rating. Winds exceed 175 miles an hour.
Sexual abuse, humiliation, and torture of detainees at Abu Ghraib prison sent Washington into damage control.
The shuttle broke apart over Texas and Louisiana as it re-entered Earth's atmosphere. All 7 crew members on board were killed.
The plane has crashed into the World Trade Center in New York.
The unthinkable happened today. The World Trade Center, both towers, gone.
It was devastating as it unfolded.
You're looking at the World Trade Center. We understand that a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center.
We are not this story's author, who fills time and eternity with his purpose. Yet his purpose is achieved in our duty, and our duty is fulfilled in service to one another. Never tiring, never yielding, never finishing, we renew that purpose today to make our country more just and generous, to affirm the dignity of our lives and every life. This work continues. The story goes on, and an angel still rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm. God bless you all, and God bless America.
A massive car bomb exploded outside of a large federal building in downtown Oklahoma City, shattering that building, killing children.
This ceremony is held in the depth of winter.
The war with Iraq was brief, but for the Americans captured during the bombing and fighting, time couldn't pass fast enough.
Eastern Europe is free. The Soviet Union itself is no more. This is a victory for democracy and freedom.
Launched a series of strikes against the headquarters, terrorist facilities, and military assets that support Muammar Gaddafi's subversive.
1 minute, 15 seconds, velocity 2,900 feet per second.
So help me God.
I congratulate you, sir.
The American embassy in Tehran is in the hands of Muslim students tonight. Spurred on by an anti-American speech by the Ayatollah Khomeini, they stormed the embassy, fought the Marine Guards for 3 hours, overpowered them, and took dozens of American hostages. The students want the deposed Shah returned to Iran for trial.
As the 444th day of captivity and ended as the first day of freedom for the American hostages in Iran.
In a period when our entire focus should be on the great issues of peace abroad and prosperity without inflation at home. Therefore, I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow.
Of the past, they will look at the pictures from last night.
Martin Luther King 20 minutes ago died.
Two priests who were with President Kennedy say he is dead.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States.
Without American air support or resupply, the invasion force was outnumbered and outgunned.
I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
And to demand that the federal government not put a cent in this city unless it decides to face the realities of desegregation.
King and hundreds of protesters were arrested. They were pressing the city to eliminate laws that sought to keep blacks and whites separated.
105mm howitzer and I got to do it. Everybody. They have to use tanks as artillery. They turn a few tanks into a regular artillery battery. They used what they had.
The signing of the surrender signals the official end to a savage conflict. As the Japanese are led away, the victors put on one final display of triumph. 1,500 planes, Boeing Superfortresses, and Navy fighters roar across the
On December 7th, 1941, Japan, like its infamous Axis partners, struck first and declared war afterwards.
The Great Depression made life extremely difficult for many people. Unemployment rates reached unbelievable numbers, with as much as 25% of the population unable to find work. Since many families had so little money, certain things that were once commonplace became luxuries. However, each family did everything it could to make it through one of the most difficult times in American history.
October 29th, 1929, known forever after as Black Tuesday. In the worst single day in the history of the New York Stock Exchange, the market lost $14 billion in value, bringing the week's loss to more than $30 billion, 10 times more than the entire annual budget of the federal government, and far more than the United States had spent during all of World War I.
step from dying. My angels keep it at bay. Can't blame the people for trying. Just let me fall to my grave. Just let me fall to my grave. Look you. Just let me fall to my
sincerely believed to be an act of justice, warranted by the Constitution upon military necessity, I invoke the considerate judgment of mankind and the gracious favor of Almighty God.
That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
United States Bill of Rights, the 10 original amendments to the Constitution of the United States.
Repeat after me. I, George Washington, do solemnly swear.
I, George Washington, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
I will faithfully execute of the United States.
God bless George Washington, President of the United States.
It goes well beyond what was needed in order to declare independence. It establishes a philosophical basis for a civil democracy in which all persons are guaranteed rights by virtue of their personhood.
This political genius, not just in Jefferson, but in Adams and all the other people who collected here, they saw a new time for humankind, which is that we can be free and that we can make decisions for ourselves.
As far as we go through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright no matter where you go.